Datta Sri Guru Datta Jai Guru 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 Datta Sri Guru Datta. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatyai Namaha, Shri Padavallabha Narasimha Saraswati, Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha, Shri Ganapati Satchidananda Sadgurubhyo Namo Namaha, Harihi Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Hanumate Namaha. Jai Guru Datta and welcome to Datta Arpanam with your host Rishi Nirvan Balrup
and Ravita Singh. Jai Guru Datta, Swagatam, and thank you for tuning in to Datta Arpanam, a showcase of the life, music and teachings of His Holiness Paramapujya Dr. Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Datta Ji of Avadhuta Dattapitam in Mysuru. Today's program begins with the offering of pranams, gratitude, and this invocation prayer at the sacred feet of beloved Sadguru Deva Pujya Shri Datta Ji or Datta Tata Ji, as this program, possible only through His divine grace, is offered to him. Please join his second-in-command, Pujya Shri 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 Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji now in worship.
Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatyai Namaha, Shri Padavallabha Narasimha Saraswati, Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha, Shri Ganapati Satchidananda Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gururdevo Maheshwarah, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Bhuyuta Shri Hari Chinnhitabhyam Agastya Rekhadibhiranchitabhyam Nigodha Bijakshara Mudritabhyam Namo Namah Sadguru Padukabhyam. Ganapati Gurumekam Satchidanandarupam Vibhudhanivahasevyam Yogamargadhirudham Sharanamupagatanam Sanghadrivajram Mama Hridaya Nivasam Bhaktinamro Namami Bhaktinamro Namami.
Once again, everyone, Swagatam, and thank you for tuning in to this morning's episode of Datta Arpanam. Today's program is being brought to you through the kind courtesy of Ramlal Educational Institute of number 12 Exchange Lots Couva, Valini's Drug Mart Limited of 58 to 60 Sutton Street, San Fernando, Debe Supermart Limited of 182 SS Erin Road, Debe, and Koke Supermart Limited of 14 Naparima Mayaro Road, San Fernando.
Over recent months, the Datta Arpanam Sunday morning Sandhya hour has been filled with the story of Lord Srinivasa and the story of Srinivasa Kalyanam or Sri Venkateshwara Kalyanam. Last week, you heard the touching story of how early in Kali Yuga, Lord Srinivasa and Lord Varaha met on Venkatachala in the Tirupati hills. But before we recap what you heard last week, and before we move on with today's story, as we always do at the start of any venture, let us join in worshipping Lord Ganapati. Please open the Bhajan Mala app or visit the website www.bhajanmala.com, enter Bhajan ID number 3 and join in devotional singing.
Listeners, when time and time again you hear it being said on Datta Arpanam that Ganapati Swamiji's or Datta Tataji's bhajans are Vedanta put to song, well, it is bhajans like this one which show us how true this is. If we only look at the first 3 charanams of this bhajan, we will get a better understanding of just how beautiful the musical compositions of Datta Tataji are. The first charanam worships Lord Ganapati as being Omkara. Look at his twisted trunk resembling Om, says the bhajan. It is not a mere trumpet, it is the sound of our inner awakening.
Then, referring to Lord Ganapati, the second charanam says, He is the giver of happiness. Look at the sweet in his hand. It is not a mere sweet, it is the joy of knowledge.
And what about the third charanam, which says, Why the vast and wide airs other than to blow away the obstacles? Listening to the troubles of his devotees with love, he, meaning Lord Ganapati, is resplendent or beautifully glowing with his large airs.
Listeners, as you heard Rishi say, Vedanta put to song. Do not miss out on the opportunity to sing such worshipful Vedanta. Please do join in this offering. Once again, the bhajan ID number is 3.
Ganapati Devudu Maku Kadalaka Yedalo Kalarandi Ganapati Devudu Maku Kadalaka Yedalo Kalarandi అతడే ఓం కృతి నిజమండి వంకర తుండము చూడండి అతడే ఓం కృతి నిజమండి వంకర తుండము చూడండి జికృతి కాదది వినరండి ఎదలో మోగెడు రవమండి జికృతి కాదది వినరండి ఎదలో మ్రోగెడు రవమండి గణపతి దేవుడు మాకు కదలక ఎదలో కలరండి ఆనంద ప్రదుడతడండి మోదకమున్నది చూడండి ఆనంద ప్రదుడతడండి మోదకమున్నది చూడండి లడ్డూ కాదది నమ్మండి కేవల సంవి సుఖమండి లడ్డూ కాదది నమ్మండి కేవల సంవి సుఖమండి గణపతి దేవుడు మాకు కదలక ఎదలు కలరండి చేటల చెవులవి ఏలండి విఘ్నపు తెరలను విదలించు ప్రేమతో భక్తుల కథల్ వినును విపుల శ్రవుడై వెలుగొందు ప్రేమతో భక్తుల కథల్ వినును విపుల శ్రవుడై వెలుగొందు గణపతి దేవుడు మాకు కదలక ఎదలో కలడండి గణపతి దేవుడు మాకు కదలక ఎదలో కలడండి ఆదిమ పూజ్యుండితడండి అగ్నిగాతని రూపమండి ఆదిమ పూజ్యుండితడండి అగ్నిగాతని రూపమండి సర్వగణేశ్వరుడితడండి సర్వాంతర్గం ఇతడండి సర్వగణేశ్వరుడితడండి సర్వాంతర్గతుడితడండి గణపతి దేవుడు మాకు కదలక ఎదలో కలడండి గణపతి దేవుడు నిద్రలు మూటికి వెలుపలగా తనువులు మూటికి ఆవలగా నిద్రలు మూటికి వెలుపలగా తనువులు మూటికి ఆవలగా కాలాలు మూటికి కావలిగా ఉండెడు సచ్చిదానందుడండి కాలాలూటికి కావలిగా ఉండెడు సచ్చిదానందుడండి గణపతి దేవుడు మాకు కదలక ఎదలో కలడండి గణపతి దేవుడు మాకు కదలక ఎదలో కలడండి గణపతి దేవుడు మాకు కదలక ఎదలో కలడండి కదలక ఎదలో కలడండి కదలక ఎదలో కలడండి
Such a divine way to get today's contemplation off to a divine start. You were just listening to the divine voice of the present day incarnation of the aspect of Lord Dattatreya, Paramapujya Sri Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji, or Pujya Dattaji or Datta Tataji, here on Datta Arpanam. Thank you for tuning in to this hour of devotion, which is coming to you on 103.1 FM through the grace of Pujya Sri Dattaji, and thanks to the sponsorship by Ramlal Educational Institute, Daybase Supermart Limited, Valini's Drug Mart Limited, and Kokie Supermart Limited.
As we prepare for today's contemplation, please join in worshipping Naranarayana Maharishis, Goddess Saraswati, and Sage Vyasa. Narayanam Namaskritya Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayeta. As has been the custom since the start of the present Srinivasa Kalyanam series on Datta Arpanam, before we pick up where we left off last week's story, let us bring our minds back to last week's story through a brief recap. Last week you heard that because Lord Srinivasa's head was bleeding after being hit by the axe of a cowherd, the Lord went looking for medicinal herbs to apply to his painful wound. As he roamed about in search of those plants, the sudden approach of a giant boar frightened him.
That giant boar was none other than Lord Varaha, who, at the behest of Lord Brahma, had settled on the Venkatadri hill after rescuing the earth from the depths of the celestial ocean.
Lord Varaha was still in an agitated state after ending the life of the demon Vrishabhasura. So when he addressed Lord Srinivasa, his anger came through in his voice, frightening Lord Srinivasa, who then ran and hid in a collapsed anthill.
Interestingly, Lord Varaha had settled on earth with Bhudevi, and it was that same Bhudevi who had built that anthill one day when she had seen Lord Srinivasa resting.
Bhudevi had built the anthill around Lord Srinivasa to protect him while he slept.
But when one day the king of Chola kingdom wrongfully assumed that Lord Srinivasa had killed a cowherd, that same cowherd whose axe had injured Lord Srinivasa, the king shouted for the occupant of that anthill to come out of the anthill.
And when Lord Srinivasa in turn shouted a reply that he was coming, his booming voice caused strong winds to blow, resulting in the collapse of that anthill.
Now, frightened by the angry Varaha Swami, who wanted to know why he was uprooting the plants in the area and wandering around on his land, Lord Srinivasa fled to and took refuge in that broken down anthill.
When Lord Varaha followed Lord Srinivasa and saw the brilliant glow of that anthill, it was then that he realized that the one inside that anthill was none other than Lord Sri Hari. Datta Venkataramana Govinda.
Govinda.
Realizing that Lord Srinivasa was Lord Sri Hari, Varaha Swami worshipped that Lord and begged him to come out of the anthill and bless him with his darshanam.
Moved by the words of Varaha Swami, Lord Srinivasa not only came out of the anthill, but when Lord Varaha hugged him, he hugged him back. Seeing this, the gods were overjoyed as they were being blessed with the darshan of Lord Sri Hari in two forms at the same time. They were being blessed with the simultaneous darshan of Varaha Swami and Lord Srinivasa.
And listeners, does this not remind you of Lord Rama and Lord Hanuman hugging each other? Remember? When Lakshmana was severely wounded in the battle at Lanka, Lord Hanuman brought the Sanjeevani herb which revived Lakshmana. Lord Rama hugged him then and told him that he was as dear to him as Bharata was.
In Ramayanam, Lord Rama hugged Lord Hanuman.
In other words, Lord Vishnu hugged Lord Shiva.
So then how can we say that this is like Varaha Swami hugging Lord Srinivasa when both are incarnations of Lord Vishnu? Well, let us bring your mind back to a mantra you heard at the start of today's program. Harihi Om Namah Shivaya. When Ganapati Swamiji or Pujya Dattaji blessed the world with this mantra, he stressed, as he has done on many occasions, that there is no difference between Lords Vishnu and Shiva, and to think of them as being separate is a sin.
So seeing an incarnation of Lord Vishnu hugging another incarnation of Lord Vishnu is as wondrous and as auspicious as seeing an incarnation of Lord Vishnu hugging an incarnation of Lord Shiva. But now, getting back to the recap of last week's episode of Srinivasa Kalyanam on Datta Arpanam, Lord Srinivasa explained to Varaha Swami the events which led to his incarnation as Srinivasa and to him searching for specific herbs. He commented on the beauty and divinity of Venkatachala, saying that those who visit that place will have their sins dispelled.
Lord Srinivasa wanted to stay on Venkatachala until the end of Kali Yuga. From that spot, he felt that he could monitor events during this yuga and protect devotees.
Last week, you also heard that you might be surprised by Varaha Swami's response to this request. What was that response? Well, stay tuned in to Datta Arpanam to find out. But first, with Diwali being celebrated tomorrow, and with today's show being dedicated to celebrating Lord Srinivasa, whose name translates to the home of Goddess Lakshmi, let us join in worshipping Mother Lakshmi now.
Devotees, listeners, please open the Bhajanmala app or website to Bhajan ID number 2155 and pour your hearts into this bhajan offering.
हिरण्यवर्ण हे हरिणी प्रसादुदीर्णे हरितरुणी हिरण्यवर्ण हे हरिणी प्रसादुदीर्णे हरितरुणी 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 प्रसादुदीर्णे हरितरुणी हरितरुणी ಕ್ಷೀರಮಗೋದದಿ ಪ್ರಿಯತನಗೆ ಕ್ಷೀರಮಗೋದದಿ ಪ್ರಿಯತನಗೆ ಚಂದ್ರ ಸಹೋದರಿ ಧೃತ ವಿನಗೆ ಚಂದ್ರ ಸಹೋದರಿ ಧೃತ ವಿನಗೆ ಜೃಂಭಿತ ತೇಜೋ ಪರವಲಗೆ ಪರವಲಗೆ ಜೃಂಭಿತ ತೇಜೋ ಪರವಲಗೆ ಸಂವೃತ ಸಂಪಜಯ ನಿಲಗೆ ನಿಲಗೆ ಸಂವೃತ ಸಂಪಜಯ ನಿಲಗೆ ನಿಲಗೆ ಪ್ರಸಾದುದೀರ್ಣ ಹರಿತರುಣಿ ಹಸ್ತಗ್ರಾಂಚಿತ ಧನಧಾರೆ ಸತ್ವಸ್ತೆ ಸುಗುಣಾಧಾರೆ ಸತ್ವಸ್ತೆ ಸುಗುಣಾಧಾರೆ ಶ್ರೀಗರಿ ಸಂಮೋಹನ ಶೂರ ಶೂರ ತದ್ಭಕ್ತಾರ್ಪಿತ ಶುಭ ಸಾರೆ तद्भक्तार्पित शुभ सारे प्रसादुदीर्ण हरितरुणी गजतुंडो धृत कनक घट गजतुंडो धृत कल्पित दुग्धासेचन के कल्पित दुग्धासेचन के कनक कुशेषय सुममाला कनक कुशेषय सुममाला कनक कुशेषय परिमल भरित ग्रैवेगे परिमल भरित ग्रैवेगे परिमल भरित ग्रैवेगे सम्पद्वर्षायित लीला सञ्चाराद्रुत नतवर्गे संविन्निलये स्थिरनिलये स्थिरनिलये कृतकरिवक्र स्थलदुर्गे कृतकरिवक्र स्थलदुर्गे रसादुदीर्णे हरितरुणी प्रसरति करुणा तेयस्मिन् प्रसरति करुणा तेयस्मिन् नैवाशुभमति कृतस्मिन् नैवाशुभमति कृतस्मिन् विकसति चास्मिन् स्थिरलीला स्थिरलीला सच्चिदानन्द स्फुटकेला स्फुटकेला सच्चिदानन्द स्फुटकेला रसादुदीर्णे हरितरुणी रसादुदीर्णे हरितरुणी हरितरुणी
Once again, a bhajan laden with Vedanta.
Just like Lord Krishna condensed all the Upanishads into the 700 shlokas of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, so too it feels like many of Ganapati Swamiji's bhajans are condensed versions of entire scriptures. Beautiful, beautiful bhajan.
You are listening to Datta Arpanam. Thank you for tuning in to today's offering, which is coming to you on 103.1 FM through the grace of Pujya Sri Datta Tataji, and thanks to the sponsorship by Ramlal Educational Institute, Debe Supermart Limited, Valini's Drug Mart Limited, and Kokie Supermart Limited. Today, the story of Srinivasa Kalyanam continues from the point where Lord Srinivasa asked Lord Varaha to give him a piece of land so that he, meaning Lord Srinivasa, could settle on Venkatachala, a place which was dearer to his heart than even Vaikuntha. Remember, Lord Varaha had rescued the earth from drowning and had since been protecting it. So Lord Srinivasa considered the land to belong to Varaha Swami.
Remember too that Lord Varaha, while worshipping Lord Sri Hari as Srinivasa, had commented that the entire world worshipped and belonged to Mahavishnu. So now, when that avatara of Mahavishnu was asking him for some land, Varaha Swami was confused. But realizing that Lord Srinivasa had taken a human form, and in the interest of teaching us that we should not take something from someone free of charge, Varaha Swami suggested that he should sell a piece of land to Lord Srinivasa.
What was Lord Srinivasa to do? Goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, had left him. He had no money or any kind of wealth to trade in exchange for the land. He explained all of this to Varaha Swami and then proposed that instead of exchanging wealth for land, every day on Venkatadri, the first puja, the first darshana, and the first naivedya or the first prasadam will be offered to Varaha Swami. Will you agree to this deal? Asked Lord Srinivasa.
What can I say? Asked Varaha Swami. This is your land, as you wish. You are on my southern side. These 100 feet of land are yours, but will you do me a favor?
Lord Srinivasa, hearing this, felt that it was his duty to oblige the one who had sold him his land. But what favor could Varaha Swami have in mind? He has already been granted the boon of first worship and first Naivedyam, so what could that favor be? Well, we will find out in a few minutes. But first, today, on a day when we have been discussing the story of events which took place when Lords Varaha and Srinivasa met, let us join in worshipping another incarnation of Lord Mahavishnu. Let us join in worshipping Lord Rama.
Tomorrow, Deepavali Day or Diwali Day, is a day when we celebrate the return of Lord Rama to Ayodhya after 14 years of exile. Listeners, just like the people of Ayodhya celebrated the arrival of that Lord and jubilantly welcomed him by lighting lights, so too, with jubilation, welcome Lord Rama into your heart as you join in singing this divine composition of Datta Tataji's. You can find the words to the bhajan by entering bhajan ID number 882 on the Bhajanmala app or website.
The Pallavi or chorus of this bhajan says, O Rama, who is enshrined in Ayodhya in a manifest form, shine as the light of the Atman in our hearts in your formless aspect and protect us.
Listeners, see that inner light. Feel its brilliance spread from you to your surroundings and feel it radiate throughout creation.
గుండెలో దీపమై వెలుగు రామా గుండెలో దీపమై వెలుగు రామా అండవై ఉండుమా అయోధ్య రామా అండవై ఉండుమా అయోధ్య రామా గుండెలో దీపమై వెలుగు రామా గుండెలో దీపమై వెలుగు రామా అండవై ఉండుమా అయోధ్య రామా అండవై ఉండుమా అయోధ్య రామా గుండెలో దీపమై వెలుగు రామా గుండెలో దీపమై వెలుగు రామా దక్షిణాన ఏకమూర్తివై ఉత్తరాన దక్షిణాన ఏకమూర్తివై భరతఖండమందు దీప్తి నింపు రామా భరతఖండమందు దీప్తి నింపు రామా ధర్మరక్ష త్యాగ దీక్ష ఏకరూపమై ధర్మరక్ష త్యాగ దీక్ష ఏకరూపమై మమ్ము నడుపుచున్న దివ్య శక్తిధామా మమ్ము నడుపుచున్న దివ్య శక్తిధామా గుండెలో దీపమై వెలుగు రామా గుండెలో దీపమై వెలుగు రామా అండవై ఉండుమా అయోధ్య రామా అండవై ఉండుమా అయోధ్య రామా గుండెలో దీపమై వెలుగు రామా గుండెలో దీపమై వెలుగు రామా సంకటాల అగ్నికుండమైన నేటి సంకటాల అగ్నికుండమైన నేటి భరత భూమి కైక్య దీక్ష నీవే రామా భరత భూమి కైక్య దీక్ష నీవే రామా భూమి తల్లికాత్మరక్ష నీవే రామా భూమి తల్లికాత్మరక్ష నీవే రామా సచిదానంద తత్వదీప్తి నీవే రామా సచిదానంద తత్వదీప్తి నీవే రామా గుండెలో దీపమై వెలుగు రామా గుండెలో దీపమై వెలుగు రామా అండవై నుండుమా అయోధ్య రామా అండవై నుండుమా అయోధ్య రామా అయోధ్య రామా అయోధ్య రామా అయోధ్య రామా అయోధ్య రామా
May the blessings of Lord Rama be with each and every one of you today on Choti Diwali and every day that follows. Today on Datta Arpanam, which is coming to you on 103.1 FM through the grace of Pujya Sri Datta Tata Ji and thanks to the sponsorship by Ramlal Educational Institute, Debe Supermart Limited, Valini's Drug Mart Limited and Kokie Supermart Limited, you heard that Lord Varaha, having been promised the first worship and first Naivedyam every day on Venkatadri, agreed to give Lord Srinivasa 100 feet of land. But he did want the Lord to do him a favor.
Varaha Swami explained to Lord Srinivasa that for a long time an elderly woman by the name of Vakula Devi had with great devotion been serving him as a cook. Now that Varaha Swami was going to be offered the first Naivedyam, there was no need for anyone to cook something separately for him. In other words, Vakula Devi's cooking services were no longer required by Varaha Swami, and so the Lord asked Lord Srinivasa to please take care of Vakula Devi.
Hearing this request of Varaha Swami's, Lord Srinivasa readily agreed, saying that the two avatars are of the same divine power and have the same taste. We are no different from each other, he says. If a person cooks for you, she is cooking for me as well. And listeners, this is a lesson for us on so many levels. Whether someone chooses to worship God as Datta, as Shiva, as Krishna, as Rama, as Srinivasa, it is the one God he or she is worshipping.
But not just that. When we offer service or perform seva with love and devotion, God or Guru always appreciates it.
And again, not even just that. God not only appreciates every seva you perform, but even when you are not present, He is looking out for you and your well-being. So never get disgruntled thinking that Guru did not praise you for your seva. He knows that praise can strengthen ego. Only He knows how best to reward you. But even that, we should not perform service or penance looking for some reward. When we act purely out of love for God or for Guru or for others, that is Karma Yoga.
And Karma Yoga purifies the mind, a step which is necessary for mukti or liberation or realization of the self to occur. So much of the Bhagavad Gita is dedicated towards teaching us that lesson.
Just look at Vakula Devi. She served Lord Varaha selflessly, and now that the Lord no longer needed her service, was he just discarding her? No, of course not, because that is not how the Lord operates. Instead, he asked Lord Srinivasa to look after her, and Lord Srinivasa agrees.
Varaha Swami and Lord Srinivasa then discussed issues of Kali Yuga, and then they each retired to their respective homes.
As per Varaha Swami's instructions, Vakula Devi went to Lord Srinivasa. But seeing that Lord, she was surprised, since to her he looked just like Lord Krishna.
Lord Srinivasa sat the bewildered Vakula Devi down and addressed her as mother. This shocked her even more.
Then Lord Srinivasa reminded that old lady that she was Yashoda in her previous birth and he was her little Krishna. Addressing her, he said, "When I was leaving Gokulam, you said, 'Oh dear one, no amount of seeing you is giving me satisfaction. Please make it that I see you all the time.'"
But, Lord Srinivasa explained to Vakula Devi, "I told you that it wasn't possible in that birth, but in your next birth, I would make it happen."
Vakula Devi now happily recalled her past life. She now reminded the Lord of another desire of hers. Although Lord Krishna married 8 times, she said, Yashoda Devi never had the opportunity to witness any of those weddings. I was not even invited. I don't even know if I existed then. Back then, continued Vakula Devi, you promised me that I would see your wedding in my next life. Now I want to see your wedding.
Listeners, see how the story is unfolding, reminding us of the divine play of the Lord and the fact that every action that he performs has a purpose. From Lords Brahma and Shiva not acknowledging Bhrigu Maharishi immediately upon his arrival at Satyaloka and Kailasa respectively, to Goddess Lakshmi feigning anger and leaving Vaikuntha, to Lord Brahma taking the form of a cow, to Goddess Lakshmi selling that cow to Chola Raja, to Lord Brahma as a cow giving milk to Lord Srinivasa in the anthill, an act which got the cowherd in trouble and then led to the cowherd hitting Lord Srinivasa with his axe, to Lord Srinivasa roaming the forests looking for herbs to soothe the pain of that wound, to him meeting Lord Varaha while there, to the arrangement between Lord Varaha and Lord Srinivasa where land was exchanged for first Naivedyam of the daily rituals. All of this led to Vakula Devi meeting Lord Srinivasa, and that meeting led to Lord Srinivasa now saying to Vakula Devi that not only can she see his wedding, but he is putting the responsibility of organizing his wedding in her hands.
The Lord fulfills the wishes of his devotees, however big or small. And listeners, listen very carefully to this bit of information which Pujya Datta Ji has taught. Once a wish or desire is only born in our heart, the Lord will eventually fulfill the desire, even if it may take several births for that to happen. That is why maybe it is better to not have any desires at all. Because once the desire exists, we continue to be reborn until the time is right for the Lord to fulfill that desire. We are not only causing trouble for the Lord, but we are causing trouble for ourselves as well, since we end up having to be born again and again.
Even if in a later birth we feel that we don't want another birth, because the Lord would have already made a commitment to fulfill a past wish, he makes us be born again so that we can see our wish fulfilled. In other words, the blessing, meaning the blessing of your wish being granted, that blessing becomes a curse.
And listeners, that is why Pujya Datta Tataji has said that we must only think about God. And even if we wish for something, it must be something good. For example, wish for Atma Jnana or knowledge of the self. Wish to be desireless. Wish to always follow the path of Dharma. But even better than all of these wishes is to just focus on God and not have any wishes at all.
Let us now reinforce our focus on Lord Srinivasa by musically worshipping that Lord. Please everyone open the Bhajanmala app or website to Bhajan ID number 2178 and join in this plea to Lord Venkateshwara.
A few moments ago, we heard that if at all we harbor desires, they should be good ones. Well, this bhajan shows us what are considered to be good wishes. In the first charanam, it says, "May every word I speak be your name, O Srinivasa. May I speak only of your glory. Let every syllable flow as your stories. May empty hearts be filled with your praise, with singing your name, with remembering you, and may they ripen with joy."
And then the second charanam says to the Lord, "May all my thoughts rest at your feet. O Srinivasa, may my mind be immersed in meditation on you. May all my inner restlessness calm down and be transformed into penance that grants the realization of Satchidananda, or truth, knowledge of the self, and eternal bliss."
Listeners, once again, the bhajan ID number is 2178.
ఏడు కొండల గేలిక ఏలరా ఇంత అలక
ఏడు కొండల ఏలిక ఏలరా ఇంత అలక
ఏడు కొండల గేలిక ఏలరా ఇంత అలక
ఏడు కొండల ఏలిక ఏలరా ఇంత అలక
ఏడు కొండల గేలిక ఏలరా ఇంత అలక
ఏడు కొండల ఏలిక ఏలరా ఇంత అలక
చేరనీరా మమ్మిక చేతుకోరా విడువక
చేరనీరా మమ్మిక చేదుకోరా విడువక
చేరనీరా మమ్మిక చేతుకోరా విడువక
చేరనీరా మమ్మిక చేదుకోరా విడువక
శ్రీనివాస హరి హరి
శ్రీనివాస హరి హరి
వెంకటేశ హరి హరి
వెంకటేశ హరి హరి
శ్రీనివాస హరి హరి
శ్రీనివాస హరి హరి
వెంకటేశ హరి హరి
వెంకటేశ హరి హరి
వెంకటేశ హరి హరి
వెంకటేశ హరి హరి
పలుకు పలుకున నీ నామమే
పలుకు పలుకున నీ నామమే
పలుకు పలుకున నీ నామమే
పలుకు పలుకున నీ నామమే
పలుకని పలుకని
పలుకని పలుకని
పలుకని పలుకని
పలుకని పలుకని
శ్రీనివాస నీ గుణములు
శ్రీనివాస నీ గుణములు
శ్రీనివాస నీ గుణములు
శ్రీనివాస నీ గుణములు
తెలుపని అవి తెలుపని
తెలుపని అవి తెలుపని
తెలుపని అవి తెలుపని
తెలుపని అవి తెలుపని
పదములన్నీ నీదు కథలై వెల్లువై ప్రవహించని
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 వెల్లువై ప్రవహించని
వెల్లువై ప్రవహించని
వీట వారిన మనసులన్నీ పండని
ఈటవారిన మనసులన్నీ నిండని ఇక పండని
శ్రీనివాస హరి హరి వెంకటేశ హరి హరి
శ్రీనివాస హరి హరి వెంకటేశ హరి హరి
శ్రీనివాస హరి హరి వెంకటేశ హరి హరి వెంకటేశ హరి హరి ఏడు కొండల ఏలిక ఏలరా ఇంతలక ఏడు కొండల ఏలిక ఏలరా ఇంతలక చేరని రామంబిక చేదుకోరా విడువక చేరని రామంబిక చేదుకోరా విడువక తలపులన్నీ నీదు పదముల
తలపులన్నీ నీదు పదముల
తలపులన్నీ నీదు పదముల నిలువని ఇక నిలువని
నిలువని ఇక నిలువని
నిలువని ఇక నిలువని
నిలువని ఇక నిలువని
శ్రీనివాస చిత్తమందున
శ్రీనివాస చిత్తమందున
శ్రీనివాస చిత్తమందున
శ్రీనివాస చిత్తమందున
నీ చింతన నిండని
నీ చింతన నిండని
నీ చింతన నిండని
నీ చింతన నిండని
శ్రీనివాస హరి హరి
శ్రీనివాస హరి హరి
వెంకటేశ హరి హరి
వెంకటేశ హరి హరి
శ్రీనివాస హరి హరి
శ్రీనివాస హరి హరి
వెంకటేశ హరి హరి
వెంకటేశ హరి హరి
ఏడు కొండల ఏలిక ఏలరా ఇంతగలక
ఏడు కొండల ఏలిక ఏలరా ఇంతలక
చేరని రామంబిక చేదుకోరా విడువక
చేరని రామంబిక చేదుకోరా విడువక
లోపలి తపనలన్నీ
లోపలి తపనలన్నీ
లోపలి తపనలన్నీ
లోపలి తపనలన్నీ
ఆరని ఏ మారని
మారని ఏ మారని
ఆరని ఏ మారని
మారని ఏ మారని
సచిదానందము నిచ్చు తపసుగా
సచిదానందము నిచ్చు తపసుగా
మారని అవి మారని
మారని అవి మారని
మారని అవి మారని
మారని అవి మారని
శ్రీనివాస హరి హరి
శ్రీనివాస హరి హరి
వెంకటేశ హరి హరి
వెంకటేశ హరి హరి
శ్రీనివాస హరి హరి
శ్రీనివాస హరి హరి
వెంకటేశ హరి హరి
వెంకటేశ హరి హరి
ఏడు కొండల ఏలిక ఏలరా ఇంతగలక
ఏడు కొండల ఏలిక ఏలరా ఇంతలక
చేరని రామంబిక
What a beautiful musical plea to Lord Srinivasa as we remember that ever compassionate granter of wishes in Kali Yuga, the one who was about to make the wishes of Yashoda Devi, now Vakula Devi, come true.
Vakula Devi, hearing Lord Srinivasa say that she would not only see him get married, but that she would also be in charge of it all, was beside herself with happiness.
Those are the words of my son, she said. This is my son. I am so lucky.
Vakula Devi felt like her life was blessed. She continued to take care of Lord Srinivasa just as Yashoda Mata, she took care of the little Lord Krishna. Seeing the Lord's beautiful form, she was filled with joy.
Seeing the Lord's beautiful form, she was filled with joy. Listeners, what beautiful words and beautiful emotion with which to bring today's Srinivasa Kalyanam contemplation to an end. We hope you enjoyed today's program and learned something from it. And may the lights you light tomorrow on Deepavali Day not only light your home, but bring an extra special spark of divinity into your heart and into your life. Happy Deepavali, everyone.
Happy Diwali to one and all. At this stage, we begin to wrap up today's episode of Datta Arpanam.
Pranams and gratitude are offered at the divine feet of beloved Sadgurudeva, Parama Pujya Sri Ganapati Satchidananda Dattaji and Sri Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji, without whose teachings, compassion, love, guidance, and music, this program would not exist.
Pranams to you, Puja Sri Dattaji and Sri Swamiji. Kindly forgive any errors which may have been committed in preparing or in sharing today's episode of Datta Arpanam, and please guide us to avoid such errors in the future.
Special thanks are extended to the staff at 103.1 FM and to the sponsors of Datta Arpanam: Velini's Drug Mart Limited, Ramlal Educational Institute, Debe Supermart Limited, and Kokie Supermart Limited. And of course, dear listener, an extra special thank you is extended to you for sharing this devotional hour with us.
If you would like to listen to today's program again, check out the Datta Arpanam Facebook page, where later this week the YouTube link for today's episode will be shared.
Once again, everyone, thank you for tuning in today. You are invited to please tune in to 103.1 FM again next Sunday at 6 a.m. Atlantic Standard Time for another episode of Datta Arpanam, a showcase of the life, music, and teachings of His Holiness Parama Pujya Sri Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji.
Jai Guru Datta.
Shri Guru Datta. Harihi Om Tat Sat.
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ तत्सत्